हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू लॉयर्स ज्ञान ऑफिशियल यूट्यूब चैनल।
तो आज हम बात करेंगे एक बहुत ही फेमस लैंडमार्क केस के बारे में, मेनका गांधी वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया 1978। इट वाज डिसाइडेड ऑन 25 जनवरी 1978। तो ये हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का बहुत ही फेमस लैंडमार्क केस है और आप लोगों ने बहुत से लोगों ने इसके बारे में पढ़ा भी होगा और जानते भी होंगे। रिट पिटीशन फाइल हुई थी इस केस में, बट हम इस पे फिर भी वीडियो बना रहे हैं। होप आपको अच्छी लगे। सो पिटिशनर थी मेनका गांधी और रेस्पोंडेंट यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया। हमारी बेंच थी ऑनरेबल एम बेग चीफ जस्टिस, वाई वी चंद्रचूड़ जस्टिस, पी एन भगवती जस्टिस, वी आर कृष्णन अय्यर जस्टिस, उंतवालिया जस्टिस, फजल अली जस्टिस, कैल्सम जस्टिस। अगर प्रोनाउंस करने में कोई भी गलती हुई है तो हम सॉरी बोलते हैं, मतलब ट्राइड किया है कि बेस्ट प्रोनाउंस किया जाए इनका नाम। अगर कोई गलती हो तो, मगर आप पढ़ तो सकते ही हैं। तो जजमेंट आया था 25 जनवरी 1978 को। फैक्ट क्या थे इस केस के? तो पिटिशनर जो मेनका गांधी जी थी, उनको पासपोर्ट इशू हुआ था अंडर पासपोर्ट एक्ट 1967। तो फिर एक दिन नोटिस आता है 4 जुलाई 1977 को रीजनल पासपोर्ट ऑफिसर की तरफ से कि आपका पासपोर्ट जब्त किया जाता है इन पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट। उनका पासपोर्ट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने रद्द कर दिया है और वो अपने पास रखेगी और आप कहीं बाहर ट्रैवल नहीं कर सकती हैं। तो पिटिशनर ने तुरंत एक रिक्वेस्ट की कि जो गवर्नमेंट का ये ऑर्डर है उसकी एक कॉपी आप मुझे प्रोवाइड कराइए, मगर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने तुरंत डिनाई कर दिया इन द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ पब्लिक, जनरल पब्लिक, कि वो ये कॉपी ऑफ स्टेटमेंट फर्निश नहीं करेंगे और मेनका गांधी जी को ये कॉपी ऑफ स्टेटमेंट नहीं दी गई। तो जो मेनका गांधी थी पिटिशनर, वो तुरंत उन्होंने रिट फाइल की अंडर आर्टिकल 32 सुप्रीम कोर्ट में, challenging the impounding of passport without declaration of reasons for doing so, along with violation of fundamental rights under Article 14, 19 and 21, the famous triangle of constitution. जो issues थे वो देख लेते हैं। पहला इशू था whether or not right to go to abroad is a part of personal liberty under Article 21, whether Section 10(3)(c is a violation of fundamental rights guaranteed under Article 14, 19 clause 1 subclause A and G and 21 or not. Third issue था whether the procedure prescribed by law which curtails or takes away the personal liberty guaranteed by Article 21 is reasonable or not. Whether the right of free speech and expression under Article 19(1)(a) limited within the boundaries of India. And last issue था whether the right to go abroad covered it under Article 19(1)(a) or G or not. तो अब डिस्कस हम बताएंगे कि इश्यूज में क्या क्या बातें हुई और क्या क्या डिस्कशन हुआ और क्या फाइनल बातें इस केस से निकल के आई हर इशू पे। तो इशू 1 पे पिटिशनर वाज लाइक द राइट टू गो अब्रॉड इज अ पार्ट ऑफ पर्सनल लिबर्टी अंडर आर्टिकल 21 and no one can be deprived of this right except according to the procedure prescribed by law. So there is no procedure prescribed by the Passport Act for impounding or revoking a passport. Even if some procedure can be traced in the said act, it is unreasonable and arbitrary in as much as it does not provide for giving an opportunity to the holder of the passport to be heard against the making of the order. पिटिशनर ने इशू 1 पे कहा कि जो राइट टू गो अब्रॉड इज द पार्ट ऑफ पर्सनल लिबर्टी, और जो पासपोर्ट जब्त कर लिया है, जबरदस्ती कैंसिल कर दिया है, रख दिया है, ऐसा कुछ भी पासपोर्ट एक्ट में नहीं कहा गया है। और अगर ऐसा कुछ कहा भी गया है तो ये एक अनरीजनेबल और आर्बिट्ररी एक्शन है विदाउट हियरिंग द अदर पार्टी। So the right of travel and to go outside the country is included in the fight to personal liberty as held in case Satwant Singh Shawnee versus D. Ramarthanam, Assistant Passport Officer, Government of India, New Delhi, ORS, and also Khadak Singh versus State of UP. Issue 2. The impungent order has effect of placing an unreasonable restriction on the right of free speech and expression guaranteed to the petitioner under Article 19(1)(a), as also on right to carry on the profession of a journalist conferred under 19(1)(g). The order could not consistently with Article 19(1)(a) and (g) be passed on mere information of the central government that the present presence of the petitioner is likely to be required in connection with the proceedings before the Commission of Inquiry. In order that a passport may be impounded under Section 10(3)(c), public interest must actually exist in present, and mere likelihood of public interest arising in future would be no ground for impounding the passport. नेक्स्ट इशू पे पिटिशनर ने कहा द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मेकर्स have not chosen to limit the extent of this freedom by adding the words in the territory of India. At the end of Article 19(1), they have deliberately refrained from using any words of limitation. Also, merely because state action is restricted to the territory of India, it does not necessarily follow that the right of free speech and expression is also limited in its operation to the territory of India and does not extend outside. यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया ने क्या जवाब दिया, उनका क्या कहना था? The right to free speech and expression is limited within India as constitution makers never have the intention of making it available outside India. Also, if its state is not able to protect it in foreign state, then what is the sense of making it protected outside India? नेक्स्ट इशू पे पिटिशनर ने बोला आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑफ द पिटिशनर वाज दैट द राइट टू गो अब्रॉड इज एन इंटीग्रल पार्ट ऑफ द फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच एंड एक्सप्रेशन एंड whenever state action, be it law or executive, restrict or interfere with the right to go abroad, it necessarily involves curtailment of freedom of speech and expression as given under Article 19(1)(a). According to petitioner, it is true that the right to go abroad is not expressly included as fundamental right in any of the clauses of Article 19(1), but its existence is necessary in order to make the freedom of speech and expression meaningful as impounding of the passport of a person with a view to preventing him or her from going abroad to communicate his ideas or share his thoughts and views with others, or to express himself through song or dance or other forms and media of expression is direct interference with freedom of speech and expression, which is covered under Article 19. अब काउंटर आर्ग्यूमेंट इस इशू पे क्या हुआ? Right to go abroad is highly cherished and essential right, but it cannot be said as a part of freedom of speech and expression, because when a person moves abroad, it does not mean he only visited for enjoying his speech and expression, as there are many ways behind his visit. Right to go abroad cannot be comprehended within the Article 19(1)(a) because speech and expression is limited within the boundaries of India. That's why curb on the right to go abroad cannot be taken as violation of freedom of speech and expression. So the right to go abroad cannot be comprehended or included under Article 19(1)(a). And for the same reason, the right to go abroad cannot be treated as a part of the right to carry on trade, business, profession, or calling guaranteed under Article 19(1)(g). The right to go abroad is clearly not guaranteed under Article 19(1). Judgment. इस केस का judgment. So judgment was like Section 10, Clause 3, Subclause C, which authorizes to imposition restriction on the right to go abroad cannot be held to be violation of Article 19(1)(a) or (g), as its direct and inevitable impact is on the right to go abroad and not on the right of free speech and expression or the right to carry on trade, business, or profession. The court held that the phrase procedure established by law under Article 21 should be fair and free from irrationality. The court, by overruling the Gopalan case, held that Article 14, 19, and 21 are dependent on each other and are not mutually exclusive. Article 21 is broader enough to carry other fundamental rights as it is not narrow, so personal liberty carries a right to go abroad. The Passport Act complies with the requirements of Article 21 of the Constitution and is in accordance with the procedure established by law. The rights conferred under Article 19(1)(a) and 19(1)(g) are no limited within the boundaries of India. Right to go abroad does not fall under Article 19(1)(a) as it is different from freedom of speech and expression. Section 10, Clause 3, Subclause C of the Passports Act 1967 is in not violation of any fundamental rights, especially Article 14, 19, and 21 in any manner. So the court in this case gave the widest possible interpretation to Article 14, 19, and 21. The court, the judgment का मेन फीचर जो था वो था कि इसने 14, 19 एंड 21 को इंटरलिंक किया जो आज तक काम आ रहा है और इट्स लाइक इनसेपरेबल. So any procedure has to meet all the requirements mentioned under these articles to be held valid. As a result, this judgment enlarged the scope of personal liberty significantly and preserved the fundamental and constitutional right to life. This judgment also paved the way for the apex court to bring into the ambit of Article 21 other important rights like right to clean water, right to clean air, right to freedom from noise pollution, standard education, speedy trial, fair trial, legal aid, right to food, etc., etc., etc. Please follow us on social media. If you have any queries, please DM us. You can ask. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel for more such videos and